Pick a card. The things you dislike about yourself, Spirit loves. Find out why. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another pick a card reading, my favorite. For those of you new to my channel, welcome. For those of you that are repeat offenders, thank you so much for stopping back. As per usual, we're going to go ahead and play with fire a little bit. Today's topic is something that Spirit is observing in you. I don't know how I'm going to phrase it just yet, but something that is being observed in you that you personally don't like about yourself, but that Spirit loves. And we're going to explore why this is loved as well. Okay, so a little bit, let me gas you up, but really from Spirit's perspective. And I'm not sure how to title this. I will figure it out as we go along. So let's get a little bit of sagey sage going on here. Little cleansing energy, shall we? And I actually already picked. I cheated a little bit. So I did pick the 3 piles, which I typically don't. I have you pick with me. But for whatever reason, Spirit's like, all right, these are the ones. So I said, okay, have it your way. Pile number 1. We have the Chariot. Pile number 2, we have the Ten of Swords. And pile number 3, we have the Nine of Swords. So observe carefully. See what draws your attention. I promise it's going to be different than what you think. Well, probably. Choose your pile and I will see you there. Hi, pile number 1. If you missed the intro, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do a reading for you. This time we're going to read about Spirit's perspective, what Spirit loves about you, but you actually might be embarrassed about or might actually hate. You chose the Chariot. So we're going to explore a little bit about this. We're going to see where an energy check is, basically where you are coming from. And then we will see where this leads us, okay? Pile number 1, you chose the Chariot. So I'm already going to say that what embarrasses you, probably one of the most embarrassing things for you, is how slow you move, how slow you are perhaps to pull the trigger in some people's eyes, okay? How you really want to gather all the information before you call all in. Yeah. Bottom of the deck, how you want to evaluate everything, the pros and cons. What is it that I need to contribute? What is it that other people are contributing? What is being asked of me? What would that look like? Is it going to be a great return and a great reward for the investment? Is it going to be equitable and balanced? And with the hose right here, I feel like you're even saying, okay, I need to see if this hose will reach the destination of said tree that I'm observing. And that's not a bad thing. So I feel like you are very methodical. You like to have a system about everything. But the problem is, indeed, that you can't overthink this, okay? Now, if anybody were to bring it up to you, I feel like there'd be a little bit of defensiveness going on there. And let me tell you, before you just click off, which you may have already, and that's okay, but I feel like I can totally relate to this energy as well. I actually take a lot of time to really ponder, consider. And I feel like part of that could be that maybe you have been through some adverse reaction to pulling the trigger too quick, okay? Meaning that you have, yeah, you've done things in life and you've learned lessons, and therefore it's going to pass through this coil infiltration, and I'm going to really look at it round and round we go, as deep as possible, as thorough as possible, and it's going to process, actually vice versa, through your brain before it hits the movement, the shell of the snail, okay? Now, I feel like you process all of this quietly. You're quite introspective, but other people are like, all right, come on, you going, you're not? What's going on? Then I have the Nine of Pentacles. So you could be somebody who's content on their own, content doing things their own way. She's holding this pentacle and she's like, you know what? I didn't necessarily make the money myself, but I went outside and I had, what is that gadget? Okay. And I was like treasure hunting with this thing. I forget what it's called right now. And it picked up all of these coins and I got a ton of like old dollar, silver coins, whatever. And now they're worth much more than initially thought. So I did, work for this, but I didn't work for this, if that makes any sense. And I think that you would have the time, the energy, and patience to do things like that, like to painstakingly research and wash the money properly and make sure that you use the correct solvents, if any. For some of you guys, you restore things, okay? So whether it's vehicles or restoration of homes and things like that, that would be a thing for you. And yeah, so this is a Page of Swords. So this is something that you are going to do. You're going to gain a lot of information from different sources before you decide you're going to pull the trigger. And this Page of Swords can be a little bit naughty and mischievous. It could be that maybe sometimes you notice that it vexes people and you're like, good, let them be vexed. I'm going to take my time and not even say that I'm thinking about it, not even bring it up. So sometimes you could be a little bit like, I don't want to say childish, but a little bit like, all right, well, I'll poke you back, but I don't have to do it directly. I'll just take my damn sweet time in deciding. And that is something that might be potentially your characteristic or sometimes inclination. Now, if that's not overtly you, then this could just be saying that, yeah, you take your time, but you're going to glean that information. And then other people are just like, okay, what is Pile 1 doing? Because I don't understand what's taking them so long in deciding. But you will not be rushed. You will not be rushed, sir. You will not be rushed, madame. And that's what I have to say about your energy check. So it should be like 80% of this fits you. And if it doesn't, then it's just not your reading. Go ahead and feel free to choose another pile or do what you got to do. No worries there. Next thing I'm going to say is that sometimes you may have a little bit of cloudy thinking or a little bit of a cloudy vision. Like maybe you even have to wear glasses. But also you may not be able to see things very clearly, which is why you take a lot of time to think about things. And I think you can silence people with a simple look as well. Okay. But I'm going to say that if that's you and you might be a little bit embarrassed about these characteristics, and we all have things, there's no shame to that game. I've been guilty of all of this. And, it's whether people admit it or not, and that's neither here nor there because we're not really talking about that. So moving on. Pile number 1. The things that you may despise about yourself, hate about yourself, not like, that Spirit absolutely loves. So that was an energy check. And I'm going to say that let's find out why Spirit loves this about you. Okay. So the next question is why? For pile number 1, I would like to know, as clearly and concisely, why does Spirit love this about pile number 1, please? Pile number 1, why is this special, near, and dear to Spirit? Why is this important, integral? Look, bada boom, bada bing, it's a beautiful thing. This really helps Spirit orchestrate everything that needs to be done and the way it needs to be done in the proper order. Now, typically, the Emperor, this one can be a little bit abrasive, controlling. There's a lot of like pieces being moved about, and I feel like this seems like a chessboard, right? And the game called life. But I feel like this is so you can actually relate to people in a way that other people cannot. So you can reach other people that are going to be like in the middle of nowhere, floundering, feeling like they have nobody like them. Like maybe everybody else makes so many decisions so quickly. And in order to like fulfill that need, it's like, well, I can make fast decisions too. And yet that's not how we're built. And yet we try to keep up with the Joneses. We try to keep up, and then we make some hasty decisions that we can live to regret. And I feel like this is going to help tether people into a form of security and a form of stability, and just simply knowing it's like, yeah, I'm not the only one. So I feel like it helps them be grounded so that they're not just like meandering about and going willy-nilly. And when you have something that tethers you, it's almost like an anchor, but it's not an anchor necessarily to nail your foot to the floor type of thing. It is an anchor so that you don't just wander aimlessly. And that's going to be very important, that if you can help but start embracing this part about you, it's like I move slow and yet I'm able to really help ground people, help people think things through in a deeper manner than they would have otherwise. I help people navigate things in a proper way and come up with a method that is helpful to people like myself, that we don't like making fast decisions. And I'm going to say that there is a measure of fear there. So I feel like you're going to be able to help other people that have that fear factor a little bit of like, okay, if I pull the trigger, am I making a wrong decision? Is there more to the story? Am I just, not getting all the facts, that kind of a thing? But you're influencing people like that. Now, for some reason, I'm also getting like people who have learning disabilities and things, and that could be not necessarily your story, but I feel like in some way, somehow, your method of being is something that they are able to ground on and get inspiration from. So people that have, disabilities or different ways of doing things can actually look and say, wow, I can relate. I too don't move as quick, but once I make a decision, I pull the trigger, it's a done deal. Now, Four of Cups, I feel like you... that's funny. Most of you guys are like, the hell with you. This is not what I want to hear. Okay, I get that. But that's what Spirit really loves about you. And I too feel like I get really irritable about myself and very critical. I want to change this, I want to change that, and I want to be different. But bottom line is, like, I was built for a reason. And then, as life progresses, we get conditioned and we learn different things. And, but fundamentally, we are who we are. And so, regardless of how you feel about it, even when you're pissed, Spirit will shade you. Now, you could have people... here, bottom of the deck, I have the 10 of Pentacles, and I feel like you have a wound here. And I think that all of these guys are going to have wounds here. But the 10 of Pentacles is like family. Family of origin, family of, pardon me, of, who you grew up with, if you were raised with grandparents instead, that kind of a thing. But I feel like this could have been like a topic of conversation. This could have been something that you went in circles with, like loopy. Okay, well, since it takes forever to get ready, or it takes forever to make a decision, whatever the case may be. But I'm going to say that even those people that were silly gooses that maybe made you feel bad, but then when they really think about it, they're like, wow, I didn't mean to make them feel bad. It's just, I wish they would step it up, or kind of, they didn't really have a deep understanding. I feel like when they really think about it, they really appreciate what you bring to the table, which is stability, which is a surveillance of the land, for lack of a better way of saying things. Okay. Red poppies could be very important to you. Also, what crowns you, this behavior, this way of doing things, is very, I'm looking at the reins and it's like, this is how we do things, but let's do it to the best of our abilities. And this could have put you in a position sometimes when somebody brings it up, it makes you pout, because I feel you. Okay, don't get mad at me. Next, I have the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, you are very methodical. Look at this little girl embracing that butterfly. And of course, butterflies are transformation. But it's almost like, if I have to change this and I got to transform it, then we're going to transform the whole butterfly. We're not just going to be like, okay, here I am and turn into a butterfly. I'm going to paint with different colors, and I'm going to embrace it wholeheartedly. So I feel like in order for you to do anything to embrace it wholeheartedly, it does take you time. Once again, I can really relate to that. So it may seem like all these other butterflies like popped open and spread their wings and started flying and doing their thing way sooner than you, but who did it better ultimately? Who did it bigger, better, and more of a custom job? This is like buying a hot rod. I don't know anything about them, by the way, but this is like buying a hot rod, at the market. They don't buy them at markets, but you know what I'm saying. It's like already done and made, and it's somebody else's vision, maybe with the colors and whatever. else bells and whistles they come with. But this is you saying, nope, this is how I'm going to build it and make it. And these are the colors and these are special features. And these are, you know, the steering wheel and all of the details. Again, I know nothing about those things, but this is just to kind of give you an idea. So in the end, this is what makes you special, is because when you do produce and you do make moves, they're big moves. They're not little moves. Look, Nine of Pentacles again. Pile number one, I feel like you are sitting pretty in so many ways. You have, yeah, you have abundance on the top of your mind. You look at things from a different perspective, which is why things appear to be slow-mo. People could be like, oh, you know, whatever, but speed does not equal the right results that we want anyways, okay? And I think that you've been proven this time and time again. And I also feel like the older you get, the more this is going to be tried and true within you. People start to see the value of not wanting to jump the gun and make rash decisions, but to slow it down and to really think about things. I feel like you do have a lot of divine inspiration right here. Even her being decorated with a flower that you can barely see. I think that your brain is something that is an incredible gift to so many that, you know, even though people have been quick to criticize in the past perhaps, and maybe not so much now verbally, outwardly, but it could be like an inside joke or a family joke, that haha, not so funny kind of a thing. I feel like these very same people come to you for really good quality work, with work that is in depth. I'm looking at her beautiful earrings right here. So if you do anything as a quote hobby or whatever, I feel like you pour your heart into it. You think about it. You don't just select random patterns, for example. You really examine it and you think about the meaning, and then you pair things the way they should, and maybe historically the way it's been done way back when. Like if it's Native American jewelry, you're going to make it, you know, appropriate for that time period of way back when. I'm thinking like old artifacts and old, very, very old things. So anyways, that's just an idea. Okay, so I would like to know, because I feel, you know, again, I'm feeling a wound right here. So why has this been like so painful? Okay, because it's something that people can readily see in you. Oh my goodness. Pile number one, check her out. I love this card. Look at her. She's like, well, I guess if I have to go, I'm just going to go. It's a little bit unwilling. And this creature is just like, we're going. We're a part of it. So all of it is like a part of you. And it's time to embrace that part of you, which may appear dark to some people, but it's very translucent because other people can see it. And I feel like this is something that you would really prefer to hide, or maybe not take as much time, or be a little bit more clever at disguising it, for lack of a better way of saying. But Spirit loves this about you, again, because it is incredibly transparent. It's very beautiful, very attractive. And you're being encouraged to love that part of yourself, because not only does Spirit, but we love that part of you too. Okay, you belong to paradise. Paradisiacal? Interesting. Don't even know if I said that correct. But this is really incredibly beautiful too. Something about flowers and adorning yourself properly in such a way that other people would never think. So I feel like basically what crowns you, and what, it's like the sprinkles on top of a dessert. Why am I thinking that? But what basically crowns you and your whole essence, your whole aura, is something that really elevates you. And I feel like it lends a mystique, because people don't know what you're thinking. I don't think that you're very verbose. You're not like, oh, hey, let me think this, let me think that. Any of those things. Those are not like part of your repertoire. You just kind of come out and go, okay, here's what it is, the decision. And I heard the word delinquency. So take that for whatever, however you will. Then I have Boohoo, transform the way you see. And I almost feel like she is a little bit, yeah, you know, it seems like these are wings of mariposa. Why is that? The nighttime. I'm thinking of the moths. Thank you. Hello. Okay. the nighttime butterflies. Yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, but I think that this is something that's sort of been kind of like hidden and whatnot, or you can bob and weave with like giving an answer on the pretense of, not really thinking it's all that big of a deal, or making it seem like it's not big of a deal, but you're in the meantime in the background like scrambling for all of the ins and outs, all of the different routes and the different variables that could go wrong, how much it's going to cost, all of it, all the things. And I feel like there's been some pain behind it, because ultimately I feel like you have a very, very pure heart. And this is why Spirit loves this about you. So Spirit's acknowledging that for some of you guys, you could have actually shed tears because of this, because it's like, don't rush me, or I feel like you're sensitive, okay? I feel like you're very sensitive. Overall, and if not just overall, then about this, and you've had to put a front or a mask that you are not. But Spirit's saying that, transform the way that you see yourself. And look at how beautiful this is, how you look after everyone's well-being. You just don't look after like step 1 through 5, which a great chess player would do, but you are masterful. Indeed. And so you look at, okay, what if they play all of these other moves? Then I'm going to do these. And you're like 12 steps down from everybody else. And so 12 steps. Interesting. So the number 2 right here with the buho, transform the way that you see. This will really manifest in the fact that I feel like it's going to give you a lot more self-esteem, especially if you're kind of like, you know what, I'm going to take my time. I will not have an answer for you, because I'm going to do my... I'm going to study. I'm going to look into this and see, and I'm going to analyze and see what is, the best for everybody. But I feel like if you approach it with a different way of just not glossing over it, or making it seem like this is unimportant, or I'm famous for this. It's like, I'll look at all the variables and work in silence and, pull the trigger at the very last minute when I have everything mostly figured out, or all of it figured out as far as I can go, and do it. And that way, nobody else is involved, and so on and so forth. I'm going to go ahead. I know this is too long. Sorry. One last one from Deepak, because Deepak has something to say to you. Pile number 1, if you're liking this kind of reading, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know if this is anything that you're enjoying. And if not, tell me what you would enjoy. I desire. What? I desire. Okay. So what do you desire? Pile number 1. That people would let you do your thing. I desire, and speak your intention. Maybe you need to tell people, I desire, like, I need for you to just give me time, and I need for you not to make snide comments, and I need for you to be patient. And if this was of utmost importance, and you already have an issue with my timing and my decision making, then in the future it would be nice of you to speed it up by bringing things to me faster, rather than when you need the deadline yesterday, that kind of a thing. So I'm not saying flip the script, but kind of flip the script. I desire for you to, not act in these manners, or not say these things, if you want something, that's going to be worth your while, everybody's while. And I love beyond images. I am open to eternity. Why did my voice just go, rah? It cracked. Have no self-image. Be open to infinity. Wow. Okay, and that kind of goes back to this. It's like, I feel like your self-esteem has been hurt, or, how people perceive you. And it can be hurtful, because, again, I've been the focus of this. I've been, quote, guilty of these things as well. But just be open and let the chips fall where they may. So I want to go ahead and do like one of these things, because it's here. And then I promise that's the end of this. Pile number 1. Smash that like button, or do what you want. You've got abundance. Ruby can be something that's going to be very important to you, or somebody can be involved with Ruby, or have the name Ruby, right? What is that? Wake up, sleep, survive. So this could be like your motto, or people around you. And yet you're not quite doing that. I feel like you do have X-ray vision with the way that your mind works. I mean, your mental agility, way surpasses other people around you. So they might think I have a need for speed currently, but they have no idea what they're working with. Oh gosh, and I heard working with half a deck. Okay, so much love to you. Yeah, that's all I have. Until next time, namaste. Hi, pile number 2. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and if you chose this lovely card, this intimidating card, the 10 of Swords, then this message is for you. Pile number 2, let's just get a little bit of sagey sage to cleanse that last read. Not because it was bad, but because we want all new energy. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. And if you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for showing up. We, my friends, are about to do an energy check. So you chose the Ten of Swords, this very evocative card. And again, I don't know how I'm going to title this. It's a little bit difficult because I kept feeling like Spirit wants to gas you up, or there's a misconception about you that we need to clear up according to Spirit. So your energy check thus far, we have the Ten of Swords. I feel like you have been the focus of many people that are petty, that want to needle, that want to poke fun at, want to get a rise out of. I feel like you could have been the survivor. We don't do victimhood here. The survivor of people's verbal abuse. You could have grown up with verbal abuse, and this is your energy check thus far, okay? Many hands in the pot. You could have been the focus. Like, for example, if you had a lot of siblings, you could have been the one that everyone poked fun at or had higher expectation by far than anyone else, or simply got picked on because maybe you're quiet or extremely sensitive. Now, while I have 0 siblings, I know about the rest of it, okay? I've been always more sensitive than anyone else around me. This is not a competition. Noted. Pile number 2. I'd like to know a little bit more of an energy check. Why is this card here? What is it that Spirit loves about you that you actually hate or dislike? Check this out. These cards slay me. They are so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, it's not funny when you're standing on the scale at all. Okay, mind you. But Judgment and the Fool. So one thing that I'm getting right here with these cards thus far is that maybe you have been opposite of pile number 1. Maybe you've been a little bit hasty in forming judgments, in allowing people into your space, okay? You could be somebody who is like, well, yeah, why wouldn't they allow it to be at my house? Come on over and let's do this. And you get home and the wife or the husband or the family is like, what do you mean you invited so-and-so over? What do you mean? What do you mean they're spending the night? That's not, what we had planned. You take risks. And in taking risks, I feel like people can look at you differently because of the judgments that you have made. Now, I feel like part of that is maybe because you're open and vulnerable and sensitive, that other people feel like it's okay to, for example, okay, pile number 2. Example, I'm sharing with you like my own things, my own issues or whatever, my own vulnerabilities. And other people around could be like, oh, wow, that's so funny, that she shared that she's really quick to make decisions and then falls under judgment and maybe didn't seek enough information. Or, how is it that she doesn't know by now that it's not wise to jump off the roof and not have, a mat down to land on or whatever. But me sharing this with you, in theory, would make me vulnerable to, other people attacking. And, well, I guess it's a fact, not a theory. But I mean, in the end, it's kind of their problem because I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve people that have like real issues, that want to feel like they're heard, they're understood, and maybe even to hear that they have it worse than themselves, right? I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so energy check. We're talking about you though. Listen, there is this TV show that I started watching that I don't know, makes me laugh. And it's on live TV. What is it? I don't even know. It's something about extreme love. Is it extreme love? Something like that. And it's a show, and you see the good, the bad, the ugly, and all of it. Well, most of all, the odd. And like after watching the show, I think they have like 3 different little parts that they, share. They go into people's lives and stuff. And I'm like, what the heck? I mean, that's whack. And then I'm like, well, I feel better about myself. So it could be something like that. It's like other people want to join the bandwagon. Now, keep in mind in this team spirit here, I feel like this is a no-brainer. This is, let's say, for example, a boss is attack or a parent is attacking, and needling. Then the siblings think, well, this is okay. This is good behavior. Or let me win points with the boss or the parent or whoever is displaying this kind of behavior. And it could be, again, verbal abuse or needling or kind of like poking fun at, oh, remember that time when you did this and that was 10 years ago. And it's like, damn, sorry, I swear, but can you not get over it? Can you not like focus on something positive? Or is it whenever we speak about me, then it's always going to be something negative so that you can get a rise out of me? Because I feel like you're very, very much sensitive and it might show on your face. Okay. Men, women alike. I don't read sex, I read energy. Okay. Why else are these cards here for the energy check? Sorry, this took long, but last 2 apparently. Okay, for the Tower. Yeah. So maybe you made some decisions that were not the best. And I'm feeling like more financial for whatever reason, but and it could have been like investing in a thing just didn't take off, and maybe didn't do enough homework, and maybe just, pulled the trigger a little bit too fast. Or maybe, it's like, you went to buy a house or property, but then didn't, think about the taxes or things like that, which, I mean, those are like really big things, but it could be anything at this point. So I feel like that's your energy check, and you should be about 75% into this. If this is your reading, that should kind of match what we're doing today, and it will be good. I promise you. So, yeah, the Strength card was reverse, and I'm going to say that you may have been seen as weak or viewed as weak, but they got another thing coming because the Spirit loves this about you. We're going to discover exactly why, okay? Pile number 2, hang in there. Hang in there with me if this is you. But wait, there's more. So, we will find out a little bit more about, it's not hard to see like why this bothers you, but let's find out a little bit more in this story. Like why is this something that you really, this doesn't even belong in this deck. Look, my friend. Okay, look at this card, 10 of Swords, clarifying the 10 of Swords. Now I'm going to say that you've been through all the betrayals. Okay, I feel like this person is laying upright, facing up. This person is all on the head. Typically, this is like with the person laying down. So I feel like you've seen this coming through. People make no bones about the crap that they talk about or how they view it or whatever. But what you're not seeing is that there's a big promise right here with a rainbow. I think that you've undergone a lot of loss, a lot of pain, and a lot of judgment from other people, which is BS. Okay. Yeah. Ugh. You've seen that. Mix the cards. There's a lot of judgment going on there. So yeah, that could make us hate ourselves and parts of ourselves that are sacred even. So a little bit more about this, and we're going to pop out of this energy real quick, I promise. Flash over. It's all in your head. What? And I feel like this is Spirit saying, you know what? It is a flashover because people can have conception. But if you accept the narrative, if you accept the tape of saying, I'm pile number 2 and that is who I am, and I always make mistakes, or I'm just not good with money, or I don't make great decisions, I don't have great judgment, whether it's great judgment about men, about dating, about women, about whatever. then that's where you're going to be, because people are going to believe what it is that you say about yourself. Not because you are speaking those words necessarily, but words have a lot of power. That's why they call it spelling. And so essentially we're spell casting into the universe and bringing in what it is that we believe and we affirm, right? We concur with it. So if you start thinking differently and, say it until you believe it and until allow spirit to manifest it differently. And it's like, you know what? I had a flashover. It is all in my head because I am divinely supported. I am surrounded by people that support me and encourage me. And I am, and a lot of that, like people that are in this energy, they're going to fall away. They're going to not be in your energy any longer. Why? Because you're not going to allow that, first of all, to be in your energy. You're going to be like, well, who the hell do you think you are to be even talking and bringing up some stuff like that? If it's a family member, by the way, you could be like, hey, little Tommy, hey, little Jimmy, you want to talk about funny stuff, about being needled and poked? Let's talk about the time when you were really brilliant and you rode your skateboard off of these stairs and you broke 2 teeth and an arm. Who was there for you to really help you mend? And who was there for you on a car ride over? And who was, it could be tit for tat. But I feel like it would only take you standing up once or twice in order to change it all. Compassion for others, yeah. And I feel like this is leading into, okay, why Spirit loves this about you. And it's not that you were selected to be the punching bag of the world, starting with your family and then resuming with everybody else. Pawn number 2, you are divinely loved and gifted and cared for, because this is develop a big compassion towards other people. And I feel like you want to camouflage that with all these leaves. Excuse me. I'm looking right here and it's like, even that camouflage, the fact that sometimes you don't want to be out with it, open with it, or whatever the case may be, has served to really kind of, it's almost like take the plank out of my own eye before I call, and take the plank out of anybody else's eye. And that's like a biblical reference. If you know, you know. But I'm going to say that the time of like being tender about it and not embracing it is long gone. And the reason for that is that if you didn't experience all these things, you would not be as compassionate. So what makes you, quote, sensitive, right? Sensitive is what's going to give you compassion for those very same people who make stupid decisions, who undergo divorces, hardships, losses, other people that leave their lives. And you're going to be able to, and you are, I feel like you are the person that they come to for like consolation, oddly enough. And it's like, oh, you want a needle, but yet you want to turn around and be comforted by the very person that you've antagonized. So this could be a lot. And this could also transpire. By the way, this happens to me quite a bit. Not only in my personal life, but also I notice in my work life. And it's like, especially when you have like young energy, or it doesn't even have to be age, but energy that hasn't really been around, energy that hasn't been around torture and torment and pain like this, that you've been through many endings and things like that. Yeah. So Spirit's saying honor yourself. Why would Spirit say that? Honor yourself, because it is a major time for change for you in this point in time. Euphoria. So euphoria has a mask, and I feel like even in some ways you can win, quote, if there's a win and lose right here, you can win by allowing people to think whatever the hell they want. That is their problem, their thoughts. Now, as you grow and change, that is going to be your problem or your honor to be able to change and grow. Just the same way that these snakes kind of change, ebb and flow, and develop into something different, right? And I guess the snakes have to shred their whole skins, or it could be quite painful for them. Now, I'm no snake expert, but just a comment on that. I'm going to say honor yourself in all of the changes, all of the changes. And I feel like you've had to hide yourself and the real you. And it is now time that you're able to unmask yourself, for lack of a better way of putting it, and start standing up for yourself and putting an end to BS like that. It could seem like a very tall order, especially when people are in the habit of, but I promise you, once you start saying, yeah, I'm not coming over for dinner now, Sunday nights, it's a family thing. Oh, we've done it always. Oh, I didn't realize we've done that forever. Why would you stop doing it now? Well, how about this? I'm tired of being the butt of your jokes. And chances are that you'll wind up getting more of that unwanted. But if you hold firm and say, that's a hard line for me, I'm not doing it. So if you can accept it, that's great. I'm going to go where I have friends that support and encourage me. You don't have to say the latter part, obviously. Actions always speak louder than words. When people don't respect you, it takes you removing yourself away from them in order for them to finally see that you're not putting up with bullshit. Woo! Let's get some clarity here, please. Come on. Thank you. Gorgeous. So, on the clock right now, the number 15. The number 15 could be important to you. The number 1, of course, I feel like, the new beginnings and personal power and things like that. But number 5 is a lot of fluctuations, ebb and flow. You are being built. That inner core that you've always suppressed is finally, I heard unraveling, but actually it's blooming. Okay, it is becoming something bigger than anyone thought. I feel like that fire is being lit within you in order for you to glow, because you've been, okay, no offense to those that are pale. I love pale skin, by the way. I think that you can pull off beautiful looks more so than other of us that have some, color. But anyways, this right here, that inner fire, is what's going to help you, make peace with your past. Are we not talking about this? This inner fire is what's going to help you lead the charge, lead the way in order for you to break out of this abyss, this place that has maybe kept you in a depression, this place that has kept you in a separation, this place that has kept you distinctly different than other people. And I feel like you are going to bloom and grow from this. And with that growth, you're going to have an awareness that this was meant for you, not done to you, so that it can harvest and cultivate that love and that compassion that you have for other people. And I feel like people really rely upon you, but when they start seeing the bullshit, this is being reflected back to them. Their bad behavior, their childish ways, pick a different hobby other than gossiping about pile number 2. It's all of those things. And it's, interestingly enough, I feel all of those, okay? And I feel like for the large part, you've been silent about things like this. So the Chariot, that is going to move. This energy is moving swiftly past you. Why? Because you have all the ingredients to be balanced, to get those wheels going and to make a move. Okay. And you're going to move in a steadfast way, in a manner that, regardless of who says what or why, and it's easier said than done, I get it. But the more that you hold true to your own convictions, the more that you're going to see that this energy is going to move swiftly and help you. Oh my God. I almost wanted it right here, even though it's taking too long. I'll be really quick. Opulence, darling. Listen, you're no longer that, okay? You are everything that you think that you are. But if you're the victim of all of these people, we are not. We are survivors of all of these people and all of this malicious gossip, malicious words, horrible treatment, whatever the case may be, verbal abuse, all of it. Okay, the focus of childish minds, the focus of people that have no vision, honestly. And right here, you're coming into a time of opulence. The more that you heal, the more that you embrace your individuality and those things that we do not like about ourselves, those things that we've experienced in a deep, deep manner. This is going to be your crown. This is your success. Look at her antlers being decorated right here. That doesn't happen by accident. And I feel like you are coming into your own and with an ability to look towards the future with an incredibly beautiful, carrying a lot of integrity and a lot of history. You have a lot of solid backing, okay? So whatever this is, I feel like Spirit's saying, embrace it, because I love this about you. Look at how Ten of Swords, she's looking down. You're looking hopeful into the future, okay? I'm going to go ahead and get like a pen for you. Check out these candles melt. Do your thing, honey. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. I have to give you this card too. I'm going to flip it around because then I just can't not pull this card. Sorry, guys, but here we are. Pile number 2. Look at this. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but Furgun. Become a loving mirror. And this almost looks like a stethoscope, okay? And this is all black mirror, right? I feel like you are in the end going to be a mirror for so many people, and you have the depth to be able to carry it off. Not that we deliberately do it, but it's simply a part of who you are, who you're designed to be. With the stethoscope as well, it's part of your caring nature. You're going to care. You're not going to be like, oh, this is, you're being a biatch. And I'm reflecting that. No, this is more maturity. This is more seasoned behavior and a higher outlook. Okay. Oh, distracted. Pile 2, if you're liking these kind of reads, give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. What else do we have? What the heck? You know what? We do have luck. Your luck is turning around. And things will not look the same way now as they will a year from now. And I mean that in the best of ways, okay? Your luck is definitely turning. Yeah, I feel like this almost is like you're being crowned. And I feel like you have a lot of patterns that you're breaking and you're making new patterns. A lot of new patterns are being made with you currently. You do have that X-ray vision, but also the way that people think that they can laser right into you is really what they're focusing on, lacking the focus on themselves. So I feel like you're going to be able to see that very, very soon, especially if you start positive affirmations, which I highly recommend. I have the hope here with the infinity symbol with the hope. This is stating, yeah, you're going to get your wish, darling. So if you're having a hard time, look at my man hand. No. Okay. Look at my man hand. Okay, look. It says wish. How cool is that? So we have hope and then we have wish. What's up? That's what's up. Is you're definitely going to get your wish. Know and remain hopeful. But know also that some people will be leaving your life if they remain in this energy. That is their choice. And you have a choice not to participate in your own abuse. And I hope that you are doing that. And okay, last message for real from Deepak, because Deepak has something to say to you. What does Deepak have to say? Oh, for goodness gracious. That would totally be me. Hold on. Please hold. Deepak has a lot to say to you. Let's see it. I'm here to serve. What? Are we not talking about this right now? This is what Spirit loves about you. And this is what Spirit has to say about what you have been through. I'm here to serve. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to love. I'm here to live my truth. Pile number 2. It's exactly. You take up space, damn it. You take up room. You walk in and allow the room to be still because you're the one breathing all the air. I'm sorry. I make light of it, but not really. Come on now. My body is rich. I'm abundant. I am provided for. That's what's up. You are provided for. And you're getting your wish. And I think that your observations and your tears have been acknowledged by Spirit. I live beyond images. I am open to eternity. Have no self-image and be open to infinity. That came out in pile number 1. And last but not least, I will give my loved ones much of my undivided time today as they want. Well, they better earn some of that though. You were made for giving. But keep in mind, you were not made to be a punching bag. Giving, reflecting, taking care of, being a mentor, being an inspiration, sharing your truth, utilizing your voice, all of those are deep yeses. The sun is coming out for you. And pile number 2, thank you so much. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your pick a card reading. Pile number 3, if you chose the 9 of Swords, then this message is for you. I'm going to get a little bit of sagey sage. These other 2 piles were pretty intense. And as I told them earlier, I wasn't sure what I was going to name this, but really, it's going to be something along the lines of the parts of you that you hate, but Spirit just loves. We're going to find out why. Pile number 3. Let's do a little bit of an energy check. Pile number 3. Getting some good juju. Get energy going. Clearing out any old energies. and allowing you to shine right through. This energy check should tell you whether this is your pile. I'm going to get 3 cards here. Pile number 3. Ooh, 369. Pile number 3, if you listen to nothing else, look up how to manifest with 369. I think that will be very important to you. Pile number 3, show me what I need to see. Why is this card here? The things that you hate about yourself that Spirit just loves. Show me, please. The 10 of Cups. Interesting. What else? The 9 of Pentacles. What? Okay, and what else? And the 7 of Wands. Okay. How do we do this to be on camera? So I feel like this card's going to fall everywhere. It just may. Pile number 3, you could actually energy check. You could actually belong to a large family or a bigger family. Let's say you have like 12 siblings or 15. Listen, they're out there. I'm from Puerto Rico. I do know this is a fact. Okay. Now you could be a little bit embarrassed about how many siblings are in your family. You're like, well, I'm number 8 out of whatever. Or there could have been always kids in your home. You could have grown up in a group home. Something about your family tends to be kind of a sensitive issue. Okay. With the 10 of Cups, this is typically emotional gratification, enjoyment, happiness, but this is also our family of origin. Now, pile number 3, for those of you that don't fit that criteria, I'm also hearing that this has a lot to do with your dreams, okay? So the 10 of Cups, oh my gosh, did you hear that whistle? I'm so congested all of a sudden. The 10 of Cups right here tells me that you have a dream and you might be really sensitive to other people looking at it. The fact that maybe you're still single, I can relate to that. But, and so I just want to say that things that you really dislike the most about yourself is maybe that you're single, maybe that you're hyper independent, maybe that one of your triggers are to be uber independent just out of a wound, a trauma response because you had to be. Maybe there were too many siblings and you had to be ultra independent and you had to really make things work for the entire family. Maybe perhaps you were in charge of all the kids. Now, with that being said, I have the Queen of Cups here. Now, if the multitude of children doesn't really fit you, again, then go back to what it is that is your dream. So this dream could be a wound for you because 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. How can you not just be riveted on all the eyeballs that are staring at you? Now, I even hesitate to share, but here we are. We're just going to do it. I really don't like being the center of attention. I know that's hard to believe. But I'm going to say that, you know, I feel like you're not somebody that revels in it. I feel like when you walk into a room, people do turn around and look and stare. There might be something about you. It might be your beautiful ivory skin, your long jet black hair. It might be the way that you hold yourself, the way that you inadvertently kind of protect yourself by holding your hands over your heart chakra. It might be the way that you kind of remain silent, and maybe perhaps you tend to look around and just check everything out before opening your mouth and saying anything. These could all be actual active wounds. Now, bottom line of this is I feel like with the Queen of Cups, this could be a mother figure. This could be someone who's very psychic, a mother figure or a mentor. Yeah, somebody who typically is very much into like giving their emotions, like, but you know, they're in their feels about their own emotion. The fact that her hand is just angled and just kind of huge. I never noticed how big her hand is. And it's almost like she has to have a hand in everything. So this could be male, female, doesn't make a difference. But the energy check is somebody who oversees you or had to oversee you once upon a time. And maybe they like to drink. Maybe they have to indulge, whatever the case may be. But they're kind of like pointing to the future. They're pointing towards how you defend yourself. And maybe you've had to defend yourself against people that are prying. Maybe, yeah. With this, I'm feeling, let's just observe this gorgeous card right here. Look at this. This almost gives me a look into like I don't know if you've ever had like retinal photos, pictures of the inside of your eye and things like that. It almost feels like that a little bit, but well, that would make sense because we're talking eyes right here and the little veins. This could be also somebody who overwears their contact and they have neovascularization where the vein tends to grow on top of the eye because it's starved for oxygen because the person doesn't want to take out contacts. And eventually the veins pop out and grow into the iris, the colored part of the eye. And as far as I know, there's no real cure for that. That could be for one person out there. I don't know. I digress. But most of all, I feel like this has to do with a dream and possibly wanting to hold that dream in private. I don't feel like you're an extremely public person, that you want your business out there, but for whatever reason, maybe you are like a fashion designer or even a model, and that's what you need to do is, you know, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. It's just going to have to happen that way, as my friend says. She cracks me up. It's just the way it's got to be. And I'm like, okay, that's how it's got to be. Shout out, friend, if you're watching. I won't name drop here. But I'm going to say that that puts you a little bit into, not a pessimistic place, but a little bit of a dark place because you're used to kind of moving in the shadows, not in a bad way. But I feel like if you're a creative, which I feel like this has to do with creativity, you're a little bit defensive about that. You're a little bit like, okay, I need to get my act together before I can show that the proof is in the pudding. And this is a yes, yes, yes. So continue this avenue of doing is what's being shown right here. Whenever the sun pops up to me, it really overshadows, not even shadow, but it really overpowers a lot of your reading right here. So you were meant to be seen, you were meant to shine, and that may not be, you're kind of like, well, I just want my brand to shine, my brand to stand out. I don't want anything to do with it. And I really feel that statement. I feel like personally, I too have a wound at people kind of staring or looking, and it just makes me struggle. I don't like my privacy invaded. I'm very private. So if this is you, long story short, oh my goodness. Look, you could be totally a high priestess. You have a lot of intuition, which is why you're extremely private. I feel like you could feel eyeballs prying. They're like, I want to know more about pile 3. I want to understand them. What's going on behind their head? What's going on? What's their motive? Who are they? Why do they choose to dress that way, wear their hair that way, look that way? Why is it that, you know, they walk in a little bit undercover brother, trying to be incognito when obviously people's eyeballs are riveted to you? Let me tell you another quick story about the energy check. But, you know, I had gotten up from, I'm an optician. I got up from helping a patient, and I went to go grab his receipt or something like that. And I found that, you know, when I walked back to my desk, his eyes were like riveted on the mirror behind me. And so he can see what I was doing. And stuff like that would typically really, really bother me. And I feel like, you know, it's due to an insecurity, but I'm going to say that it's going to be very, very important. I feel like you are sensitive as well, and that's why you hold your heart chakra. But this sensitivity also inhibits you from sharing with the world what your real mission is and what your real gifts are. And I feel like it inhibits you a little bit in bringing about exactly what it is that you want. Now, this comforter here, I know it's just an energy check, but you long for comfort and you don't like to be uncomfortable by being seen by many, many eyes. It's like, why? Can I just do my thing and just kind of hover or just present it or send it to you, email it to you, or send you pictures or whatever the case may be? And maybe it's like, no, you have to present it to so-and-so because they want to pick up the line, and you walk in just feeling internally timid. Now, I don't feel like your external demeanor is that at all. I also feel like your inner world is really rich and very vibrant. And with that, I got this long old flame. You cannot see a 10-minute energy check, Russell. Get real. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I was long-winded with this. But this flame is just like, woo, confirming. Now that we got that out of the way, I don't even know why I'm breathing funny here. show me more about this. This Nine of Swords here. This is up late at night, having anxiety, second guessing, wondering what other people are thinking. You know, you wonder what's behind those eyes. What? Are you like really surprised to see what it is that I'm doing? Are you really amazed that I would have the nerve to even design this or to do that? Are you unnerved by it? Or this is, you know, like little beady eyed, you know, does that piss you off? Did that piss you off when I did this? And I didn't mean to steal your thunder, or whatever the case may be. Or this is like, let me look, let me just observe. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I'm kind of intrigued. Or, you know, there are many different reasons why people look at you. And I'm noticing the ring on her finger. So people could even be looking at you. Actually, ultimately, they could be looking at you to see if you're single or if you're not, right? But it could send you in a little bit of a tailspin. Keep you up at night even. All right, this one jumped out, obviously. What's up with this? Serendipity. Merge with the flow. Here we go. Merge with the flow. And this came up reversed. And so you have a hard time going with the flow, kind of. You could be a little bit like me. And if you go somewhere and you agree to go because you know it's in your best interest, or it's a friend's party or something like that, you will do your diligence, you will show up because you're reliable, and you want to support people, but you will also take off because a little bit of too much energy in eyeballs is too much energy in eyeballs, right? So serendipity, merge with the flow, that is one big resistance that you are having to deal with currently. And the more that you resist, the more anxiety you get. You could be somebody who struggles. Also, did I mention the whole depression thing? A little bit of depression, insecurity. You could have been told, well, I don't know, you could have been, your nose is too big, or your ears are really big, or why are you built like that, or why do you talk like that, or something about you physically. That could be a childhood wound that just needs to be exercised and kind of embraced and accepted. The faster that you do it, I feel like, and I feel like you're in a position now to do it, it will be easier for this energy to leave you. So what if people look? Look. Take a picture till your eyeballs fall out. I wish I could be that flip in real life, but I understand this one. I'm not trying to make light of it. Show me what I need to see here for pile number 3, please. Why is this anxiety here? Why is this wound of being watched, of being, I heard, unsafe? Vertigo. Whatever you choose will be correct. And I feel like this is the key. Now, I'm going to propose to you, pile number 3, that you did not have any privacy. People helped themselves to whatever it is that they wanted when you were growing up. Perhaps you had like to share a room. Perhaps you didn't have a designated area to put your belongings. Perhaps you had journals and people helped themselves to it and thought that that was perfectly all right. Yeah, perhaps you didn't even have a place to change. And as you were going through adolescence, that was something that became a danger zone for you. Now, trigger warning, some of you guys endured experiences such as myself, that you didn't have a place that you could safely change in, and undergoing puberty and having people in your space that didn't belong there, whether it be family members or, you know, people in the household, whatever the case may be. I feel like that was violated very potentially. Pile number 3, I feel like you have a lot of anxiety and eyeballs looking, maybe perhaps because you were scrutinized and inappropriately touched is what I'm getting. Okay, I'm just saying that not to piss people off, but I'm just going to say, if this is your story, once again, I can relate as well. How about that for being vulnerable? Listen. With the 9 of Swords here, this tells me that this is a wound that you can, yes, overcome. And knowing and addressing the source of where it came from originally is going to really help you to progress. You may even feel that discussing issues like this might cause people to widen their eyes. Well, with the same wide-eyed look they gave, they can close their damn eyes too. It doesn't make a difference. This is about you. And this is what Spirit loves about you, is that you have endured so much, and yet you are so loving. You are so giving. The reason why you shield your heart chakra and your solar plexus, this is like I am. This is what I embody. This is what I wake up in the morning to do. This is what I desire to do. I feel like that is all out there for everyone to see, and it makes you feel very vulnerable. It can cause you to stay awake at night. It can cause you to medicate on being online, playing games, watching TV. Gressel, that would be me. Yeah, watching too much YouTube, whatever it is, anything in excess to avoid that final moment. It's like you want to go to bed and then be instantly out. You don't want to take the 10, 15 minutes to unwind because that gets your brain going. And I feel like you don't have a lot of a control of your mind because you're thinking about what's behind those eyes. Now, one time, a long time ago, I'd made a comment about a dog, and I'm like, well, you don't know what's going on behind all that fur. And really what I meant was you don't know what's going on behind those eyes and how the brain is thinking. So we could be assigning too much merit to what people think about us. We could be really extra sensitive about that. And therefore, we don't want to expose any part of ourselves to the public. And I think the correct pronunciation is a recluse. I pronounce them wrong all the time, but whatever. You understand. And I have a tendency to withdraw. I don't really put myself in, I have to work with the public. That's my job. I do my job. I come home and pretty much I withdraw from the world. There's not many people that I'm close to. Why? Because I too feel the weight of people's eyeballs on me. It's exhausting. I feel like the more that we focus on other people and how they're looking, what are they thinking, and all of these other things, we could be riddled to immobility. This person just doesn't even seem like she can lay down to rest at all. And once again, pile number 3, I'm going to say that wearing comfortable clothing, being comfortable in your own place, in your own space, is going to really help you to unleash a lot of this emotion. And I feel like it needs to be, it's like a soda pop can. I say soda pop, a can of soda, whatever y'all call it. You pop it open and you hear the and then you can pour it out. And I feel like that's what it's going to take, is maybe you even doing a half a paragraph of journaling. God forbid I ask that of you. But you know what? Spirit's saying, I love this about you. Why? I love this about you because you care so deeply, but in the end, you're so vulnerable. You were meant to be open, and you were meant to be seen, and you are meant to really bring hope and change into other people's lives. See that really, no matter how people looked at us in the past, no matter how inappropriate they were, how angry they were with us, or how judgmental, I'm getting a lot of judgment here, whatever they wanted you to be, that you're just not. You're not them. So why would you be that? You are standing for a cause that's deeper than yourself, and you are standing for a people that is completely not even stood up for, or even featured, or even spoken about. So this makes me think a lot of the SA people, male, female. Yes, males can undergo sexual A as well. I've known a couple, and I'm going to say that, you are standing up for them to make them even comfortable to withstand the stares and the looky-loos. What do people stare and looky-loo? Because they don't understand, they don't comprehend. But also your vulnerability makes you kind of astounding. And I feel like you may not want to go there now, but you will. I feel like this is part of your beauty, your charm. Even this lady looks like, okay, let's do this. This came out in another pile. And this is a translucence. Love the darkness. Now, this is really difficult to reconcile, right? This is what Spirit loves about you, is love your darkness. Is that part of you that's maybe insecure, that's maybe a little bit perhaps awkward in front of people. And I resemble all of these comments, by the way. I feel awkward. I don't really I'm kind of to the point. I don't really know a lot of song and dances. I just want to get to the point and kind of move on type thing. But you have a lot of translucence about you, and the fact that Spirit just loves how transparent you are with your darkness, what you've undergone, what you've endured, what you have survived, what you have fought through to be exactly where you need to be, is what we want to hear. And why it's important, it's because it's important for people that cannot even sit, okay, that can't stand up for themselves, that have no hope, that feel repressed, that are oppressed, that are even controlled, okay? And I know this is extreme, but listen, when you live it, it's going to be extreme. And frankly, I don't give a ish If people want to judge that too, then let them. I'm going to say that this is a fact. I mean, this is, some people are physically controlled, okay? So that all you have is your mind and barely your body. And I understand that very well as well. So I'm going to say embrace your darkness. I feel like you could be very much artistic, into the arts, a creative. You could be, I keep getting like poetry and storytelling and a storyteller. And I feel like that is going to be very cathartic to helping you heal, but also helping you launch something bigger than you. It's going to help you embrace the you that Spirit sees. Isn't that ironic? Pile number 3, if you're resonating with this, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I feel like you already have the key, but the thing is, you have a mega key for yourself. Is that even a thing, a mega key? That big old key right here, right? And I feel like that's like a key to your heart. Maybe people want to see more of that. And I'm super protective with my heart. I'm like, well, the hell with you. You know? My attitude is the hell with you. You don't need to see what I'm feeling. And I could have like really deep feelings for somebody and be like, next, now serving 9,099. The rest of you can, you know, shove off or whatever. And I could seem real flip or real hardcore. But the bottom line is like, that area, you know, your heart is a major, major deal. And I feel like you're so sensitive that you are meant to really show the real you. And I struggle with that. Oh my gosh. I struggle with that. So I don't think this is going to be something that is forced. I think that once again, creative writing a book, writing an autobiography. Yeah. That's going to resonate with some of you guys. And then Eunoia, I don't even know what this is. It's a number 8, everything in perfect balance, right? Things are coming in perfect balance. But one thing I'm going to say too is look at this lady's chin. Her chin is lifted up in defiance. And I feel like this story, this book, this poetry, these chapters, these things that you're integrating, this art, they may appear extremely macabre at times or incredibly vulnerable other times, but really it's a combination thereof, and it tells a story within itself. It's going to be so powerful. I feel like you're going to be defiant. You're like, you know, judge it, well then judge away, because there's other people that really need to hear it. They need to see it and they need to understand it so they too can have hope to move forward into a future where they're, regardless, they can function with whoever is looking or whatever. But now you are completely in control of yourself and in control of your comfort levels. So now it's going to be very important to bring that comfort level up. Maybe you can start wearing clothing that's like more, I have sensory issues too. I'm not going to lie. Like if I get, I don't know, a shirt or a sweater and it's really soft, I'm going to want to pet that shirt, and I don't want anything that's like uncomfortable or rough on my skin. Yeah, that's a whole different topic. But you guys could be like, have sensory issues. You could have a hard time articulating your thoughts or your emotions most of all. And I think that that's going to change the more that you express yourself, and even expressing your quote darkness. Because I mean, come on, without darkness, there is no light. And some people are like, oh my gosh, you're so negative, or you're so dark, or you always talk about this. Well, you know what? Bug off. If y'all don't like it, you know, and I'm talking about you from other people's perspective. If they don't like what you have to say or what you're addressing or what your wounds are that you're trying to work through, this is a gift to other people. This is a gift that's bigger than you. It's not just about us, which is why we need to start speaking up and speaking out. And it's not easy, and I get it. But those of those that surround you, like I had a girlfriend share about her experiences with breast cancer, and somebody's like, you're still talking about that? And I'm like, wow. You have a friend who's going to really say you're talking about that, and that's an incredibly powerful, transformational time she had in her life. And they had the nerve to say that to her, and I'm like, psst, delete, that's what you're going to be doing too. Embrace oneness with the universe. I feel like I don't even need to try to read something Merrick, but I did. Okay, so I feel like you leave a very big footprint wherever it is that you go. You may not think you do. You may think that you tiptoe around everything and you walk super stealthy, but look at all the spores that are growing. Look at the footprint and look at how elegant that you walk. I feel like You are very graceful in ways that people would not expect. And I feel like the way you handle situations is incredibly graceful, even while being hyper vigilant. Okay. So all of these could strike a chord with you. And if they do, then I hope you know that Spirit just loves you. And it's something that we love. The people that care about you, we love that about you as well. The flash over. This one came out too earlier. It's all in your head. Embrace your mind in the best way possible without really looking at, well, who's watching, who's this, who's that, which really makes us want to fold within ourselves and not want to share a damn thing and want to self-protect because it really feels invasive at times. Really go within your mind and think, okay, I'm putting out a ton of energy and this is a frequency of love, and this is, I want the best for people around me, and I trust in the universe that the best is coming to me. I'm surrounded by people that are supportive and loving and giving, that respect my privacy, that encourage me to take a time out, that encourage my mental health time if I need it. If you need to go get a massage, get a pedicure, if you need a whole day, 24 hours to yourself, that they're going to respect that as well. So whatever it is, you can manifest that. And it might take a little bit in order for things to change, because the biggest change begins with you. Pile number 3, if you, if you're suffering through that anxiety, I really, really do get it. But make no mistake that that ginormous footprint, you could be a Bigfoot like me, okay? That is no lie. But I'm going to say, if you relate to this, then please take it to heart that you can surpass this by making yourself more comfortable and caring less about what other people think. Solitude. Alone but not lonely, yep. And I really resonate with that. Alone but not lonely. So make sure that you're not experiencing these things that are like loneliness, right? Especially now when we've had that whole, I don't want to go into that, but here we are, where we had, the world crumble, and it's better for you to stay home, and it's better for you to, keep to yourself, and it's better for you not to socialize or be in anybody's space and double bag your face, and it's better for you to, whatever it is, to create separation between people and between like real relationships and things like that. I feel like a lot of our children have suffered, our kids growing up have suffered, and they've grown up way different with a whole different reality, and it's caused a lot of anxiety. So I feel like this could have pushed you into that space as well. And it's like, I'm already kind of an introvert, and now it's just pushing me further away. Okay, I am really almost done. I just want to give you a pin. If you're still with me, do forgive. I am trying to make these shorter, but I feel like these readings are really important when they hit that deep. I can't just be like, oh yeah, you're great, Spirit loves you, next. Okay, you're developing new patterns. Patterns are honorable. You are breaking generational curses. You could have had a lot of this happen to family around you. Yeah, you're painting a new picture. And I feel like you're going to start painting, maybe even painting like real paintings. But this even looks like a little house to me. I feel like you're going to start expressing things in a very different way than you ever have before, with art, talking about your history, your lineage, your generations of past, opening up new doors for generations to come. And this is where you're going to shine. I feel like people are going to resonate with you. They're going to understand you. You may get a couple of people that try to boo-hoo and hush you up, but that's just, that's their problem, not yours. So Deepak has a last message. I feel like I need a timer to be like, yeah, you're done, Grisel. Okay, Deepak, quickly, Deepak, give us a message here. Show me what I need to see, Deepak, for pile 3. What is this? Oh. Your body is an obvious example of nature's abundance. Hundreds of billions of cells are provided for. Are we not talking about your body and how... Yeah. I mean, we could have a lot of like body dysmorphia, body shaming. It's just about all the looky-loos out there. My body is rich. I'm abundant. I am provided for. So I'm going to say keep looking in a positive manner. Research the 369 Tesla manifestation. If you're not familiar with it, it is pretty phenomenal. I feel like I need to start doing it again. And without further ado, much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.